All right, team, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about those tricky one-off deals. You know the ones. And the good news is, we now have a precision tool designed specifically to win them. It's called the Core Plan, and in this quick explainer, we're going to break down exactly how you can use it to close more business.
I mean, how many times have we all heard this, right? Why would I pay for everything when I only need this one thing? It's that classic objection, and it can stop a deal dead in its tracks. You've got a manager with a laser-focused need, and anything more just feels like a waste of their budget.
Well, the best part is we now have a real direct answer for them. Seriously, no more awkward workarounds, no more deep diving on discounts just to try and make the deal work. We've actually built a solution for this exact scenario.
So let's start by digging into that sales challenge we all know so well, the very one that led to us creating the Core Plan in the first place. You see, recognizing the scenario is really the first step to winning the deal.
I mean, just think about the headaches. We've all been there, trying to convince a client they need a whole buffet when they just want a sandwich. We found ourselves slashing prices on full licenses just to make a sale happen. And then what happens at renewal time? It's not a renewal at all, is it? It's a complete resell from scratch. Honestly, we were fighting a losing battle against their very specific need.
Okay, so let's introduce our purpose-built solution. And I want to stress that this isn't a workaround. It's a targeted tool designed from the ground up for this specific market demand.
So what is it exactly? The easiest way to think about the Core Plan is as our B2B version of the single membership. It is built for one specific kind of buyer, the person who is looking to solve a very particular skill gap with a single targeted program. That's it.
And this really gets to the heart of the strategy here. We're making a pretty fundamental shift. Instead of fighting a customer's buying intent, we are now meeting it head-on. We're finally giving this segment of the market exactly what it's been asking for.
Okay, so who is this actually for? How do you spot the perfect opportunity to bring up the Core Plan? Let's talk about the green flags you need to be looking for.
Your number one buyer persona, your prime target, is the HR line manager. This is the person in the trenches who sees a clear gap in their team. They know, for example, their team needs to get way better at people analytics, and they need a direct, no-fuss solution to make that happen, like yesterday.
Now, your second key persona is the L&D professional, and you'll usually find them in a larger company. They aren't trying to roll out some massive company-wide learning initiative. Nope. Instead, they're just fielding these one-off requests from different HR teams who all happen to need a very specific certification. The Core Plan makes it super easy for them to say yes to those requests. And you've got to keep your ears open for these other signals too. Do they literally use the words one-off or one-time? Are they comparing your price to our B2C offering? Is their team spread out all over the world? Do they admit they just don't have the time or the internal folks to train their people? All of these are flashing green lights telling you to introduce Core.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty, the specs. Knowing exactly what is, and just as importantly, what is not included, is absolutely key to setting crystal clear expectations with the customer right from the very beginning. So here's the whole package. Each person gets one certificate program. That is the core of the plan. Managers get basic completion reporting, which is exactly what they need. Users get 10 AI prompts a month to help them apply what they're learning. They get access to our incredible global community, and the buyer gets those crucial B2B admin tools like centralized invoicing and user swap. And hey, do not underestimate the power of this community. We are talking about access to over 15,000 global HR pros. That is a massive value add for networking and getting support from your peers that you just can't get anywhere else. It's a huge selling point.
And this right here, this slide, is your secret weapon. When a client brings up B2C pricing, this is your answer. With Core, they get team reporting, a single invoice for the whole team, and the flexibility to swap users if someone leaves. These are the essential B2B features that the individual plan simply doesn't have.
Okay, everybody, listen up, because this next part is absolutely crucial. We're talking about correctly positioning Core against our flagship plan, Flex. Getting this right is the key to winning the Core deal and protecting our Flex pipeline. This is a big one. This table is your cheat sheet. It's simple. Core is for a single, known skill gap. Flex is for continuous, broad development. Core is one program. Flex is the entire library. Core is self-service. Flex comes with a dedicated learning consultant. Core is a one-and-done purchase. Flex is designed for a long-term partnership. It's that clear.
And you have to be upfront about what's not in the box. This is how you manage expectations. And
Just as important, it's how you identify the perfect opportunity to pivot to flex. If a client says they need a dedicated learning consultant, or they want to assess their team's skills, or they need access to everything, well, then they are a flex customer, not a core customer. Period.
And here's the exact messaging you can use. You lead with our core belief in continuous learning. You position Flex as the ideal, our gold standard. But then you offer Core as the perfect solution if and only if their goal is a one-off training opportunity. It's confident, it's honest, and it guides them to the right choice every time.
So how do you actually put all this into action when you're on a call? It's easy. Here's your simple 4-step playbook for positioning Core with absolute confidence.
Look, it really just comes down to this. 1. Listen for that specific, known skill gap. 2. Identify if you're talking to that line manager or L&D pro. 3. Position Core as the targeted, surgical tool for that exact job. And 4. Set those crystal clear expectations about what they get, which, by the way, protects the value of Flex.
And finally, let's not lose sight of the big picture here. The Core Plan is pure strategy. It's designed to be a cash cow. It's built to capture revenue from a market segment where, let's be honest, we were just losing deals before. Every single Core deal is a win that directly fuels our company's growth.
So there you have it. You have the definition, you have the buyer profile, and now you have the playbook. The Core Plan is your new tool to turn those previously lost deals into brand new revenue. So the only question left is, are you ready to start winning with it?